Well, hello, folks. This is a surprise live stream. I didn't even plan on doing this today. And here I am. Okay. Let's see if anybody joins me today because this is something that was not planned, as I say. And I'm here on a beautiful morning. Yeah, sitting here actually under a gazebo, if you want to know the truth. I'm in a park and I'm under the gazebo. And people are going to be asking me as they come on, "Where are you, Joe? What are you doing? Where are you?" So there's no point in me really saying any of this, I suppose, until people actually come on here. Once they come on, then I can really elaborate more. Okay, so we'll do that. Looking forward to maybe some people coming up, making comments. Maybe who knows? I don't know if Danny's out there. He doesn't know I'm coming on today. If Danny's out there, maybe he'll want to pop on. I don't know. So here I am. Hey, hello in Florida. Good to see you. Waiting to see your review of the new Lennon Cube. I see it is sold out. Yeah, it's funny because I'm going to tell you something that may shock you. And this is kind of, I guess, a bombshell, dropping a bombshell here. I may cancel the Cube. Yeah, I don't know. I may save myself some money. I don't really know yet. I'm not sure. I'm still thinking, back and forth. I don't know if you still can cancel it. Even I don't know, but that's where I stand with that. So you know. Hello, Tony. What's going on? Excuse me. Allergies, folks. I'm outside, so allergies are going to be kicking in. I'm sure. Um, all right. So I'm looking around here, see if there's anywhere else to sit. This is actually nice over here. You know, this is not a bad place to hang out. Um, and that's what I'm doing. My car is in the shop. I just dropped my car off. Got to get an inspection. Got to get an oil change, and it needs brake work. I can tell it's not going to pass inspection because the brakes, whenever you start feeling that the brake pads are going, you got to bring it in, before it goes down to the rotors. So, hi, Naz 67. What's going on? Just realized I have no way of fixing the audio problems here. My audio is probably going to get poor in around 45 minutes or so. I'll do this for as long as I can before the audio starts getting wobbly and stuff. I usually have an RCA jack that I plug into the audio when the audio gets wonky. All right. So let's see what's doing. So anyway, yeah, I have my car in the shop, but the thing is, around 9:30 or so, my friend Anthony, who I call Anthony, is supposed to pick me up, and we're supposed to go out today. And I'm probably gonna, when I'm out on the town, I'm gonna pick up the new Paul McCartney one hand clapping release Wings that comes out today, and probably gonna be getting that. In a park. Get the cube review, do the review, and then raffle it off to a fan for a good cause. I don't think so. I don't think so. If I pay that kind of money, I don't mind giving, you know, gifts and presents and having contest prizes to people who watch my channel. But that kind of money, it's a little bit much. Hello, Henry. Hello, Mike Wall Jasper. Hello, Cherry Carter. What's doing? I'm just hanging out here in the park, sitting under under a gazebo, waiting for my friend Anthony to pick me up later. We're gonna go to breakfast, then we're gonna get out on the town, and maybe I'm gonna pick up the McCartney Wings one hand clapping release today. Today's the release. Do I like The Nanny? Are you talking about the movie The Nanny, the one with Betty Davis? Never seen that. if that's what you mean, the movie The Nanny. Otherwise, you mean the TV series with Fran Drescher. I don't like that. So that's how that goes. I have no way of standing my camera up here. There's probably actually, if I go around this park, I think there's other ways I can do that. I'm in a park and I don't care about I don't care about hockey. So if you're asking me about the Stanley Cup, I'm afraid I don't really care about that. So I'll stay here for a while. Maybe I'll move. So you watched Mr. Sardonicus last night. Is it your first time? I think it's pretty good, decent. And the ending of the movie, you got to vote thumbs up to let him live or thumbs down. And of course, everybody votes thumbs down for him to die. So, hello, Dino. What's going on? Should be a decent day today. Weather's good. Going to see my friend Anthony, hopefully, and maybe pick up the new McCartney one hand clapping release. So, have a little breakfast, fight a little allergies. Should be a good day in that regard. I'm looking around here, thinking there may be better places for me where I don't have to hold the phone. I got my hand holding the phone up here. I guess I got a nice background here, though. Look at the tree back there. Nice sunshine coloring. I don't know where Danny is. I'm not Danny's keeper. You know, he doesn't know I'm on today. Hopefully he'll see that I'm on and run a brush through the few strands of hair that he has left on his head, and we'll come on here. Hopefully, I'm gonna be clearing my throat a lot, folks. Clearing my throat a lot. Mike Wall Jasper says that was a good episode of Two Legs you were on, Mr. Mayo. I really enjoyed myself. Yeah, Two Legs. I enjoyed the company, the other guests, and it was good. Very nice. 250th show celebration over there. Two Legs. The only thing is, I'm using all my battery on my phone, so that's not going to leave me any juice to do any videos with Annie. But it's going to be the same old with Annie anyway, right? It's doing the same old haunts. Wow. So I get that every time allergies. You get like gunk in the throat. You know, it's not a pretty sight. The sound. This happens sometimes. Are we going to the man who cusses? Um, maybe, maybe. And fill up with corn gas. I'll have to bust Anthony's chops with that. Anthony doesn't like talking about the corn gas, saving money. But What else is there? I may go make another payment on my Planet of the Apes garbage can and my Famous Monsters issue number 2, Rare Magazine. Hi, James Gracia says, "Have you seen Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes?" Yes, I have. I thought it was pretty good. And you say, and of the 4 uh, new movies, the Apes movies, which is your favorite? My favorite is the second one, Dawn of the Planet of the Apes. That's my favorite. Good morning to DJ Moreno. What's going on? I love the pizza episodes of the Record Store videos. Mikey Tats buying a pizza. I bought two times. I bought the pizza, just so you know. I treated everybody to pizza twice. But Mikey Tats usually buys it. Hello to Beetle Jeb. How is Don? Don's looking for money. Don's always having health issues, of course. The way he lives, I'm sure. And he does the best he can. But, Don is Don. And he seems to be himself, you know. Yeah, I get a lot of fans of the corn gas routine with my friend Annie. A lot of people seem to be having fun with that. Everybody has fun with the corn gas except Annie. You don't like hearing it. But Beetle Jeb says, "I'm patiently waiting for my CD and vinyl copies of One Hand Clapping to be delivered." Yeah, a lot of people are waiting for delivery. Me, I plan to go to a record store and pick it up. I actually have a copy on hold. I have a copy of the vinyl on hold, and I also have a copy of the CD on hold. So hopefully, I'll be able to get a review up for you. I don't know when I'm going to be able to actually listen to the thing now, but then either today or tomorrow, I hope to have a review up. I think this is a very exciting time of year. It's funny because in 1974, right, 50 years ago, we had all the ex-Beatles having products out, right? Say, you had John Lennon had Walls and Bridges, Paul McCartney had Band on the Run, which came out in late '73, but still was in '74. And you had George Harrison had the Dark Horse album and the tour. And Ringo had Goodnight Vienna. Well, anyway, here we are 50 years later in 2024. And again, we got Ringo with his Crooked Boy EP out. And John's going to have Mind Games out, the new Mind Games. And you got Paul's going to have the Wings One Hand Clapping. Right now, nothing from George, but I mean, it just feels like, man, all these years later, all these decades later, we still have all this product coming out by the Beatles, as solo Beatles. And there's probably going to be some group stuff coming out before the year's over, too. At least maybe one thing. How is Joe from the record store? He's pretty good. I saw him yesterday, and he looks pretty good. You know, he's doing well. Jack's Music Corner. Hi, Jack. I'm in a park, sitting in a park, but I'm under a gazebo here. You know, sitting in a gazebo. How's that look? There's an angle for you. So this is. Hey, I like sometimes having different scenery when I do these things. You know. Hello, Pat. Did I have an ant farm? No. The closest I had to an ant farm is Antony. I don't. No, I don't have an ant. Never had an ant farm. No. But I gotta say, they're pretty cool. Interesting to see ants at work doing their thing. No sea monkeys either. No, nope, nope. Oh, sea monkeys either. Be nice if Danny's around. Danny doesn't know I'm here, or he didn't know I was coming up. I didn't know I was coming up. But this is my favorite time of year, folks. My favorite months of the year: June, July, and August. My favorite months of the year. Sometimes September, and I just love the weather. Look at this. No jacket, no coat, just a t-shirt. Beautiful warm temperature. I mean, and there's a breeze. It's not. It's probably like 70 degrees, 72 degrees or something. It's perfect here. You know, there's constant breeze going through here. It's not humid. It's like the perfect day, and I always appreciate. You can see the leaves blowing in the trees there. There's a breeze. It's really nice. What's my favorite album from '76? Well, trying to think of non-Beatles. I like the. I don't know if that's the year of the Fleetwood Mac album with the white cover. The first one with Stevie Nicks and Lindsey Buckingham. Um, of course, Wings at the Speed of Sound. 33 and a third from George Harrison. Um, those are the first ones that come to mind. It's not Frampton Comes Alive. I mean, I love the live versions of Baby I Love Your Way and Show Me the Way. But, the whole album as a whole, I've not listened to, you know? So, oh, also the Runaways album, the first Runaways album. I think 1976 is the year of the Dreamboat Annie album by Heart, which I like. I think that's 76. Mike Wall, Jasper, as far as I can see, there are no bees or wasps around here. Looks nice in the background, Naz says. Yes, it is nice in the background. I'm going to, I don't know if the link is still there, but I will attempt to put it back up. Peter Boothroyd. Yeah, it's a nice setting. It is. It's very nice here. Very nice. Sorry, folks. Allergies. There's no escaping. What's my favorite horror movie from the 70s? Oh, I like a lot of them. The Exorcist, Texas Chainsaw Massacre. You know, those are some of my favorites. My very favorite is hard to say, you know. I guess I'll say the original Halloween, too. The first album that I bought with my own money. Unfortunately, I'm not sure what that is. You know, I know one of the first albums I got was the second Monkeys album, More of the Monkeys. Now, I remember going to a store, I think it was Woolworths. I'm buying More of the Monkeys, but I don't know if I paid for it or I probably didn't at that age. I can't remember. I really can't remember what the first album I bought with my own money is. I honestly don't remember. Wish I could. I wish I could know. I think you're wrong about that, Henry. Henry says Texas Chainsaw Massacre is great. It's what started the whole slasher genre. There were slashers long before Texas Chainsaw Massacre, just so you know. The 1972 film Season of the Witch listed as best witchy film in the channel I've been watching. I don't know. Ask them about City of the Dead, aka Horror Hotel, 1960. I bet you that gets high points, unless they're too young to know about that. Music Man, what album do you listen to more before the new box set, Mind Games or Walls and Bridges? I play Walls and Bridges more than Mind Games, generally. I like the album better. Yeah, Mind Games is not among my favorite John albums. I mean, if I'm listing them in order of preference, I probably get Imagine first, Plastic Ono Band second, Walls and Bridges third, and Mind Games fourth. Okay. City of the Dead, aka Horror Hotel, is in the top 10. Absolutely great. As well, it should be. As it should be, Jerry Carter. What's my favorite George Harrison compilation album? Oh, that's rough. I don't think there's ever been a really good George Harrison compilation album. I really don't. Having said that, I think my favorite, believe it or not, is Best of Dark Horse from 1989. And the reason I say that it's my favorite is mainly because it's got three new songs on it that are very good. So that's kind of cheating, you know. Beetle Jeb says Horror Hotel is very good. I watched it many times. Ditto, ditto for me. Ditto, ditto, ditto. Hello, everybody. If you're just joining me, I'm sitting here in a park, sitting here at the old gazebo. Look at that. Nice gazebo out there. Beautiful. Beautiful. And I'm waiting for my friend Anthony to pick me up. We're going to spend the day together. My car is in the shop. So, because the car is in the shop for today, Anthony and me are getting together, and he'll drive me and stuff. So, what do I think about George Clooney? I think the man's a jerk in a lot of ways. It's about all I could say. And don't think much of him. Otherwise, my favorite Eli Roth movie. I do like the movie Hostel. I do. if you approach it in the right mind, I guess. Testament of John's strong catalog. If Mind Games sits comfortably at number 4, I don't know how you figure, honestly, Marcus, because John's only got what 6 or 7 albums, and I put that at number 4. I don't know. I guess it's all right. I don't, it's unfortunate because John's been dead 44 years, sadly. He has not had a long career, a solo career like Paul did, and Ringo and George to a lesser extent. Yeah, I'll go along with that. I forgot about that, Henry. Thanks for reminding me. If I have to pick a George Clooney movie, I'll go for From Dusk Till Dawn. Yeah, I'll go along with that. Plastic Ono Band, Imagine, Mind Games, Walls and Bridges, Double Fantasy, all 5 were solid albums. Yeah, I think so. Um, I still like Sometime in New York City. I don't care how many people put it down. You know, it's not. Sometime in New York City is not in my top 5, but I do enjoy it. I'll tell you, it might go up higher lately. I really, it might. What's my favorite John Lennon box set? Um, Probably Plastic Ono Band right now. Sometime in New York City or Milk and Honey. Sometime in New York City by a big distance. Milk and Honey is my least favorite John Lennon album. Marcus says, I'm just saying that in the time we had John, he crushed it as a solo artist. Pretty much all good to great albums. I don't know if I love John, but I don't know if I agree with that, and I appreciate, Marcus, that you have that attitude because a lot of people put John's solo career down these days, saying it was a mediocre career. And I don't know about that, but where would you rate the new Kingdom of the Apes movie versus all the other ones? Excuse me. Well, you got to know. I probably rate it number 7 out of 10 because for me, nothing's going to change my mind. I like the first original 5 Planet of the Apes movies. Planet, Beneath, Escape, Conquest, and Battle are my 5 favorites. I say that without shame. After that, the new series, I like Dawn the best. I might put Kingdom number 2 now. Hi, Gary. I see Gary's here. Listened to McCartney too the other day, and now temporary secretary is stuck in my head. Well, that's what happens. That you can't get that out of your head. Yeah, I do like McCartney too. I do. Reminds me of good times. Reminds me of weather like this from back in 1980 when I was graduating high school. Uh, who do you think is the most overrated actor? And Bearman asks me. It says, "I think Tom Hanks." He says, "Um, I'm trying to think overrated in what way? I don't know. I don't know. I'm trying to think. Is there an actor that I think? What again? What does overrated mean? Does overrated mean in terms of everybody really likes the guy, but he's not all that much? How about if I say Bobby De Niro? I don't know. I would never listen to the three virgin albums. There's no such album. You mean two virgins? Two virgins. Yeah, I have no interest in listening to Two Virgins really, but I do. I like the fact that it's very controversial and it's got that weird cover. The nude cover was very like shocking for its time. I like the fact that it's controversial. The Mad Team 3 says, "Good morning, Joe. I think John's solo career is looked down upon because he didn't have the commercial success that Paul had." Well, it's not all about commercial success because Bob Dylan is considered one of the greatest, if not the greatest songwriter of all time, and an icon. And he never really had hits. So, commercial success in that regard. I like that Chris Snyder says, "I appreciate John's solo career more as I get older. I even enjoyed Plastic Ono band album. For years, I found it too depressing." There you go. And Henry is in love with Bobby D. He says he's the greatest of all time. No other actor has that amount of classics in his filmography. I'm not sure about that. Dylan was huge around the same time as the Beatles in the 60s. Yeah, I'd say so. And DJ Moreno says Humphrey Bogart is the greatest of all time. Wow, I'm down to 72% battery here from 100 down to 72. This eats a lot of juice. Wait, you're confused. Here we go. Marcus says, "Wait, you're confusing me, Joe. You wouldn't say that John's albums don't go from good to great? It seems like you like many of the songs off Mind Game. It makes it a good album in your book." Yeah, good to great. Well, John's albums go from fair to great. I think Plastic Ono Band is great. I think Imagine is great. I think Sometime in New York City is fair. Right now, maybe I'll change my mind. I think that Mind Games. I'd say Mind Games is good. Yeah, yeah, and so on. Walls and Bridges is good. Yeah, I get. I'm trying to think. Uh, Double Fantasy is good. Also, I wouldn't. I don't know if I call Double Fantasy great. Rock and Roll is fair. Uh, and I think that Milk and Honey is fair. Um, yeah, and you say Mind Games is your number four. Yeah, it's my number four, but John's only got, I can't even count them, 6 or 7 albums. Sad, but whatever. Charlie Welsh says, "Good morning. Have you got your one hand clapping yet by Wings McCartney? No, I hope to go this morning and get it. I hope that when my friend Andy comes to pick me up here, we're going to go to breakfast and to buy that album. I agree with Martin when he said that Mind Games is the best track on the album. I agree too, even though I think there's also good songs on it. I'm to the point now where I like every song off Mind Games. And Mind Games, the title track, is my favorite track. Rachel's Ghost. Hello, Rachel. Rachel's Ghost is here. She'll be on in 15 minutes. Check out the Rachel's Ghost channel. Lots of fun there. And you never know what's going to happen. That's the thing. It's like, what's going to happen today? Who's going to be the guest today? And she says, Mind Games is great. My favorite John Solo. I like very much that people are liking Mind Games a lot because I say it's gotten a reappraisal recently. I mean, a lot of people saying it's their favorite. Ken Michaels, who I do the Talk More Talk show with, Mind Games is Ken Michaels' favorite John album. Well, so hello, Beetle Eddie. I'm sitting here at a park and I'm in the gazebo. How's that gazebo for you? So, will you have Mind Games box set on vinyl? I'm not sure yet. I mean, I'm not sure. Let's put it that way. Because I was gonna, I'm thinking. I haven't decided yet. I'm thinking maybe I'll cancel if I can cancel it. I don't know if it's too late. I may cancel the Mind Games Super Deluxe Cube. I may, but I've been thinking about it. There is a root canal I think I need. You know. I think Jeff Lynne is highly underappreciated. I think so too. Well, some people appreciate Jeff Lynne, and then there were some people who think that he's like that he's overappreciated. Some people think he's overappreciated. They don't like him. I like him. Thank you, Rachel. Thank you. Um, Music Sound Gear says my one hand clapping won't be here until tomorrow. Yeah, that happens when you order them. I'm live streaming from a park. Oh, it's definitely tragic, sad, very angering that John Lennon was left this earth, was killed, and we were robbed. The world was robbed. Absolutely. And then Charlie Welch says, "Well, Milk and Honey was never really completed. That's why it's my least favorite." You know. Do you like the song "Love" off Plastic Ono Band? Oh yeah, of course I do. Sure. It's not my favorite track. Exactly, Joe. You didn't use the word poor for any of those Lennon albums. No, I wouldn't say any of the Lennon albums are poor. I think a couple of fair. Russell says, I did my own reappraisal of George Harrison's Cloud Nine, and I still think that Jeff Lynne's production overwhelms the music at times. I respect your opinion there. I don't agree. I think Jeff Lynne saved George's career at that time. That's, Cloud Nine and Jeff Lynne was exactly what George needed at that time, in my opinion. Now the songs are there. I mean, the songs on Cloud Nine are great. I think the production is perfect for them. Joe, do you think that I See Masen is the second best song on Mind Games? I'd have to think about that, and I'm thinking that I may do a Mind Games Fab Gab thing where we have a few people, guests on there, come on and rank the songs from least favorite to most favorite. I See Masen is definitely up there for me as one of my favorite songs. At this particular time, I don't know what my second favorite would be. I'd really have to think about it. You know, it might be my second or third. Yeah, I got to be careful, right, of guys pushing grocery carts around looking for money. I agree, KRWD. Rachel says, I'll check out my local brick and mortar today. Yeah, good luck with it. You got to get there kind of early. I mean, I already, I called up yesterday. I called up a store that I know that sometimes gives things out kind of early, trying to get one yesterday, and I was told that the person only got 4 copies in of one hand clapping, and they were on hold already for 4 people. 4 people already reserved the copies. So Henry says, I feel bad for Ringo. Not only is he the least iconic Beatle, but his solo career is also the least iconic. First of all, I don't agree with you that Ringo is the least iconic. Uh, it depends on your definition of the word iconic. But Ringo, just the first name alone, is iconic. Ringo is an iconic personality. He is an iconic star of the 60s. Ringo himself is iconic. As far as his solo career, of course, it's the least of the 4. I mean, I don't know why people always do that with Ringo. I mean, Ringo is the least. I love Ringo. Okay, I do. You know that. But the least creative, musically talented, musically. As far as when I say musically, he's great on the drums. What I mean is, as a songwriter, as a singer, he's the least. But yet he's had a pretty good career. He's the only Beatle. Don't forget this. Ringo Starr is the only Beatle to have 2 number 1 songs on an album. And that's the self-titled Ringo album in 1973. He had a number 1 song with Photograph, and he had another number 1 song with You're 16. Had another hit with Oh My My. He had 3 hits on that album. 2 of them were number 1. Even Paul never had 2 number 1s from an album. So, I mean, come on. Matchstick Man, what's up? Do you like the Alan Parsons Project? If so, your favorite album? I only like a few of the popular songs. Charlie says, you're right as rain about Cloud 9. George gave us a fantastic album thanks to Jeff Lynne. I thank Jeff Lynne for Cloud 9's texture, quality, sound quality, but the songs are great. George wrote some good songs on it for that album. No, the 4 copies I'm talking about are not at Infinity. No. The funny thing, you know how many copies Infinity got in? 0. Infinity Records, my usual record store that I spotlight in the record store reality videos, they're very good at used records. Their specialty is really good quality used records, which you've seen on my channel for years now, right? Me showing you what I bought there. They don't specialize in new releases, although they do have some, but they don't get the new stuff. You lost me, Rachel. When you say sheesh, that's not encouraging, Joe. I'm forgetting which one of my points that's in response to. Hi, Graham. Any news on the Bangladesh reissue? The only thing I know is that Danny Harrison said that they were going to concentrate on Bangladesh, another Bangladesh release, and uh, living in the material world. That's all I know about it. Oh yeah, I forgot about this. Yeah, I do love that. I know you love that song. Free the People. Bring on the Lucy, Free the People. Yeah. That's one of the best songs on there, absolutely. That's in my top. I don't know. That could be number 2 or 3, you know. I love the Beatles, but in all honesty, give me Ringo 73 and his Christmas album, and I'm good to go when it comes to his solo career. To that I ask you, Have you heard everything Ringo ever did to make that judgment, or you just think it's Ringo, screw him? Which one is it? No demos on Mind Games. Yes, there were demos. I'm listening to all the discs now. Yep. And my favorite disc right now is the disc that has demos, not just demos, but it has the evolution of a song. The evolution of the songs, and it's called the Evolution disc. Ringo is iconic, of course, but compared to Lennon, McCartney, Harrison, he's the lesser. Can I ask you, Henry, in your that mind of yours, what that has to do with anything? Every band has the guy that's number 4 or number 5. What difference does it make? Yes, everybody here thinks that compared to Lennon, McCartney, and Harrison's, that Ringo's the least of 4 in that regard. When it comes to the music, the talent, the singing, the writing. What is your point? You're not saying anything profound here. You Henry concocted this theory up. Oh, I see what you're saying. 4 pre-orders were made of one hand clapping, sold out already. Yeah, that's what you were talking about before. Yeah, but I have a copy reserved already at another store. Well, I have like a few stores around here, not just one. So I should have said, the one I should have mentioned that I didn't say that. The one store that told me that the 4 copies are already sold out, so to speak, on hold. There's another store that has even more has way more copies than 4, and I've already called them and asked them to hold one for me. I was never on the fence about one hand clapping. I think you're thinking of something else, but I was in from the get go with one hand clapping. I was not on the fence. I've seen one hand clapping, the video of it. You know, I like it immensely, and it's a must have. I've never been on the fence with one hand clapping. I asked a friend if he wanted to see Ringo at Radio City. I saw him already. He said, I saw him. I didn't think he was so good. I didn't argue with him. Well, it's his opinion. You know, I know somebody that hates the Beatles. A guy I used to work with. He can't stand the Beatles, yet he said, I got to admit, Ringo was one of the best concerts I ever saw. So, who knows? Good morning to Scott Seinheim. Um, what's a good word? Thank you, Rachel. Good work on getting the reserve in, Joe. Yeah. Yeah, it's a great period for Paul. Must have, absolutely. 1974 Wings, it's a great time. Henry says John isn't just remembered as a singer and songwriter due to his political activism. He's remembered like a Martin Luther King and a JFK as well. It is, but you also have to remember. I just want to say, politics that John was standing up for back then is much different than today. He was changing his views near the end of his life. Would you consider Red Rose Speedway a fair album or a poor album? Well, I have to say fair, but I don't like Red Rose Speedway as much. It's one of my least favorite albums from Paul. I'm not going to say it's poor, you know. You never answered my question. I don't think you answered my question. Have you listened to every single album Ringo ever did, or do you just figure that's good enough for me? Beetle Jeb says, I ordered my vinyl copy of One Hand Clapping from the McCartney store so I could get the bonus 7-inch EP. True. I guess I'm gonna miss out on that. All right, folks, I'm gonna leave now because I have to go meet Anthony somewhere else. My friend Anthony's supposed to pick me up And then after he picks me up, we're going to go and have some breakfast. And after that, we're going to hopefully get the one hand clapping. And after that, hopefully, I'm going to go to that toy store, collectible store, where I'm going to, you know, make a down payment on the things. John is remembered as a left-leaning political activist. What I'm trying to tell you is that what was left, what was the left in the early '70s is much different from what's left today, much different, and that's about it. So I'll talk to you all later, folks. Thank you for joining me. Cheers.